if I'm correct, it was Avis Pendarvis ball.
Yes.
I think that was the first one when we got. I know we won grand prize for the prize, and that was the first time we ever won as a house a grand prize.
Word.
Nope, sorry, it wasn't. It was the ABC ball. It was the ABC ball, the Milan ball. We won grand prize for 1,000 over Avis Pendarvis. There was another ball before that when we won grand, but I don't remember that ball exactly. It's been so long ago.
Wow, amazing. These are classic, iconic memories right now. You know? Now, tell us a little bit about Danielle Revlon, because I came out in the Black era, and I got to see a little bit of Danielle in the clubhouse Planet 28 days. You know?
Well, me and Danielle, God bless Danielle. Me and Danielle we was really close. We was more friends, period. And she was unstoppable. She was lovely. She was a triple threat. She was one of those girls that either you hated her or you loved her, one or the other. But she was definitely unstoppable when it came to a category. It wasn't that she was the loveliest or the prettiest or the realness. It was just her essence of ballroom. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things where anytime you seen her, you had to run to the front just to get a glance of what she's going to do or what she's going to walk. Or
yes,
and yeah, she was an elegant.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, she was an elegant woman, period, completely. And yeah, we grew basically to love each other as brother and sister. And I would say she was like a mother to me, but we always was like called each other like brothers and sisters and stuff. But yeah, we was really close. She was thinking about moving to Atlanta, and when I moved down there in '99, and that was the year she passed away.
Wow,
yep.
That's amazing. Now, real quick, before we go into Atlanta, let's talk a little about, because I know you're known for throwing balls and dominating the ballroom scene, and having one of the largest houses that's in ballroom, well respected. I know that your mom works at some of the balls that you throw, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, well, not no more. My mother's 81 now, but she worked from day one, from the first ball I threw until 2 years ago. So she worked for 21 years of collecting any type of money from me. Yeah, my mother's been doing that. So nowadays, if she would go, it would just be the awards ball in New York. But she haven't she haven't collected any money from me in the last, I would say 2.5, 3 years. Now my niece takes over. My biological niece, and she talks.
Family ballroom orientated. That is over.
Yeah, my family been behind me.
How does it feel to have your family back you up in ballroom?
Oh my God, it's a blessing, because first of all, to be gay in them days coming out, a lot of family was not behind their kids, and I knew so many people that got kicked out. They got, their whole family didn't want nothing to do with them, period. So for my family to be behind me, regardless if they liked it or not, I would never give my family up for anything in the world. And I love my family for that.
Wow. Congratulations, Pablo. Tara, send her my blessings and we miss her. Now, also, real quick, there was a little rumor, so we just want to clear it up for all the girls in the ballroom scene. Some girls are saying, that Mizrahi had closed down for a moment into the house and became the house of Givenchy.
Yeah, Givenchy.
Givenchy, that's right. And then they opened up back as Mizrahi. Is that true?
Correct.
Why was that?
That is true.
Wow,
that was,
I didn't think that was.
It was one of those places that I was going through. It was very, maybe 95 that we opened. I don't even remember when we opened Givenchy, but it was more of why I opened it is because I just had so much dead weight as Mizrahi, and I was never the type that wanted to just kick everybody out. So I said, let's just start something new and give the ballroom a different flavor and see where it goes.
Word.
So, me and Selvin actually was the one that, thought of the name Givenchy.
Yes.
And then when we started that, it was a big thing, and I loved it at that time. But it was still something missing. So, in 2005, we said, you know what? Let's go back, back to Mizrahi. And it wasn't even 10 years that we had it open. It was later on, but I forgot exactly. It was about 4 to 5 years that Givenchy was open, I think, maybe 4. And then we just said, you know what, I'm missing something, and I think it's Mizrahi. So me and Jack said, you know what, let's start it back. So at the awards board, I think it was 2005, we went back and, to be Mizrahi again. And that's when I died. I'm still
Yes, we did. Now, we also know that you work with celebrities and you choreograph for celebrities, and you work with a lot of, artists and stuff like that, and you've been on certain TV shows, which we're going to get to right now. But how is it? How did that come into play with, your life as being LGBT and in ballroom?
Oh, okay. Well, from the beginning, I was a dancer all my life. I used to dance hip hop. I used to do a little tap, and always a street dancer. I never went to school for nothing, but I was always a street dancer completely.
Natural.
So, and I was the age of 3 to 5. My mother said I was always dancing. So from there, it was always in my blood. I went to the Apollo twice when I was 15, and
yes, we were just going to talk about that.
Yeah, when I was 15, and then I actually didn't get through at all then to make it televised or nothing. So then later on, Pepper was taking me around to perform in schools and universities. So I was doing it with Pepper. Then Pepper, it was this thing that was called the Fabulous Fakes, where you go to the Apollo, but it's all with the gays, and then but all of the audience is just anybody that pays to see. It was basically a ball function, basically, where you have the best vulgars, battling each other from the ballroom scene. And this is my third time going to the Apollo. It wasn't televised either, and I won both of them. It was a Saturday and a Sunday night, and I won both of the grand prizes, voguing against the legendary kids, in them days. So that was my first time getting a piece of the Apollo without televised, and that was
right. I remember it was
so
Showtime.
I won then.
Showtime at the Apollo, right? Yes.
Yeah, but then after that, 1999, I went myself back to the Apollo, and when I went back to the Apollo, that's when it was televised, and I finally won myself, at the Apollo, and that's what opened the doors for me right there.
Wow.
Once I won televised, that's when different stars was calling me, and I choreographed this, and I did the BET Awards and all the rest of the MTV Music Awards stuff. A lot of that came from that. So yeah,
wow.
I would say from me dancing and Pepper LaBeija definitely was a hand that helped me, and the rest was myself just entering anything that I can.
Yes. Well, congratulations, by the way. When that was on the Apollo, I was like, man, I was in front of my mom's TV in her room. We were all watching. I was watching you, right? I was like, I lived. I was like, oh my God, this guy is voguing. And then I knew the song because I was already in Christopher, so. And that's one of the things that kind of inspired me too, to want to keep voguing and going back to Christopher and to the balls and everything. So thank you so much for that. That was amazing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It was much appreciated talking to you. Yeah. Now, are you still helping ball kids today into the industry?
Oh, yeah. Anybody that, that's, to me, that's my life period of trying to help people in any type of, genre with anything, not only, ballroom or the community. But yeah, I still do, and I still choreograph, I still dance, I still go overseas, that's my life, and I'm never going to stop that, period. So, yeah, I'm still doing all of that.
Wow. Now, I know I've seen a couple of videos when I was researching, and I came across a video that you were writing a book, and it was called The Icon's Life or something like that. Are you still working on that project?
Oh, wow, yeah. That's funny that you found that. Yeah, I'm actually still working on that project, and we get a little further than where I'm at, but I don't have a release date for it yet, but yeah, I'm still working on it.
Books take time. For those who don't understand, when you're writing a book, it takes time and patience. In the words of Cheyenne Aphrodite, she was like, honey, you have to have time and patience. So, the girls...
Cheyenne.
Yes. I used to hang her down back in the days. Her and Rose Chanel. That's my mommy. And, well, good for you. You know what I mean? That's one of the things I'm definitely interested. When you release that, I'm definitely interested in seeing what it's about. I know the kids will. Let's talk a little bit about the New York City ballroom history and your career in New York City ballroom scene.
Okay.
What was the most scandalous ball you walked?
The best ball I've walked. In New York?
What's one of your favorite balls that you walked in New York?
Ooh, if I had to pick one, wow.
Well, one of them. If you have many favorites, you know.
I think I would have to say a grand march of a Mizrahi ball, only because you get to do stuff that you wanted to do, but you don't really have time for a category. So you get to you get to showcase yourself a little more for grand march or something like that.
Word.
Or I would say like. I don't know. I can't. That's what I would have to say. I have to be a grand march. Or if I'm battling somebody for a category, like one time with somebody in the car, a street urchin car, or something like that. Anytime that I did like really, really huge stuff, I guess I would say one of those balls.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about one of the things that we don't have in today's ballroom scene, like we had back in your day when you first came into the ballroom.
Mm-hmm. Well, what we don't have no more in today's, in today's ballroom is the truth. I would say that is more of everything is politics now. And it wasn't politics years ago. Everything, years ago, if they told you you was not sitting and you was sitting and you believed it and you went home to fix it, to make sure the next time you come out you are sitting. Now more of everybody tell you anything, or they lie to you, or your girlfriends is, just bigging you up and you're not where you're supposed to be. So that's what I really miss.
So true, because back in the days they treated it more like if it was a pageant, you know what I mean? You would get your score and then you would go home, and now it's a little more open to all kinds of more open.
And respect too. You don't have respect.
Tell us a little bit about the history of Vogue Femme and the Maca'ellas.
Ooh, the Maca'ella.
It's one of my favorites, by the way.
Yeah, the history of Vogue Femme, it's been out, Vogue Femme had to be about a good almost 20 years now, something like that.
Wow.
It used to be called Voguing Like a Femme Queen first, before they said Vogue Femme. And that's when they never even had Vogue Femme. It was more of the realness kids used to just come out and Vogue like a Femme Queen. It was something like that first.
Wow.
You had the old way, you had the new way, but you didn't have voguing, Butch Queen Vogue Femme. So then finally they made Butch Queen Vogue Femme. And, that's when you had the Taifas and the Eugenes and the Shay Shays, all of the, the legendary Vogue Femme come back and they come out, and they show out completely. And that's when finally the Maca'ella came out. And the Maca'ella came out from the second, it wasn't that generation. It was more of, because this is what they're saying, because we never sure who made the Maca'ella. It's either Mystery Dior or Ashley Icon.
Word.
It was in them two that it goes out that one of them made it, or we don't know who did it first, but it came from one of them completely.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah. It was the whole thing in the clubhouse, too, when Mystery Dior came and Ashley Sinclair came, and they would Maca'elling everywhere.
Yeah. Then if y'all don't know what the Maca'ella is, it's basically the death drop, where you can drop completely really fast on your back to the floor. So that's what the Maca'ella is.
Wow. And who influenced you in those days in the New York City ballroom scene?
To Vogue or ballroom?
Yeah, in ballroom period. Who influenced you into? Well, let's talk about both. To Vogue and ballroom.
Well, voguing I didn't like at first. I guess a lot of people might have went through that. I was like, I'll never do that faggot stuff. And, I was going through one of them stages where I started walking like realness first or something like that.
Okay.
But I was a dancer, so my eye was always on it. But it was just, why do they got to Vogue so girly? And, then, I kept looking at it that way with some of them. And then one day on the pier, I just started voguing. And it was more of... Lamar Ebony and Eli Ebony, and these are some of the old girls, God bless the dead, that was voguing in my day, with so many different Ebony, Kuhorn Ebony, you know, it was just so many old ones that I used to look. It was a genre of